Hello my fellow follow the samurai players, Zaript here. And as I told in my previous video, I have been winning a lot on a ladder lately, and that's not always good. Well, first of all, I don't have losses to show to you, and second, I kind of lose my attitude. My well, usually when I go into a game, I try to be as humble as possible. I try mm, to imagine my opponent as an equal, and no matter what I do on a field, I try to imagine my opponent to get a best response possible in any situation. But you know, when you win 60 games in a row, you lose that attitude because when you see composition like this, for example, 3 Marines, Imperial Infantry and Black Bear Infantry with common gen and 5 cavalry units, 4 of them Yariki, 1 of them Shogun Guard Cavalry, and these Yariki aren't even that highly vetted. 2 of them have 5 chevrons, 2 of them have 2 chevrons, Shogun Guard Cavalry have 6 chevrons. So when I see this, I get overly relaxed, and this isn't good, because I know how to win against this, well, on a ladder usually. I become overly confident, and that brings a lot of issues. First of all, I play sloppy, that's obvious. And second, game aren't that interesting for me. I mean, if you want game to be fun, if you want to game to bring a pleasure to you, you have to go into each game like it's last game of your life. That's basically how you should play, and you shouldn't disrespect your opponent with sloppy play. That's no good. Well, let's take a look at this cavalry engagement, and then I will talk about my composition. And look how sloppy this is. I just charged off all of my cavalry units, this one, and now when my cavalry are blobbed up, I try to countercharge this contingent, and you see I don't get a nice good charge bonus here because of all of my units are clumped up. And look at this. These cavalry units, all these cavalry units, they are not fighting. This is awful. This is awful engagement. And now I will try to get this cavalry to the side and charge. Well, he does the same mistake, but in my case it's much worse because I have much more expensive cavalry and I need to use it more effectively than he is. And while that's happening, I have 2 Yarikachi, I have 3 Black Tortoise Force and Royal Marines. My cavalry consists of 4 level 7 Yariki, 1 Shogun Guard Cavalry with 5 chevron, and Imperial Guard Cavalry. And you see, he did a very cool thing. First of all, he is going into stand and fight here to give a bonus to his cavalry, and second, he put a naval bombardment right in the middle of cavalry fight, which forces me to retreat and charge again. And I think I could have played this much better if I just left 1 cavalry unit here. Leave 1 cavalry fighting. But my macro isn't good enough, and then this naval bombardment would hit all of his units instead of mine. So I'm paying too much for this cavalry fight, and while it's going, I will show you this flank. What's cool about my opponent, and his nick is Vega, he actually didn't stop moving his forces while he was managing cavalry fight, which I think great, because I forgot about this flank completely. I was managing this flank, I was trying to win cavalry fight, and I believe this shooting cavalry and this Black Tortoise Force killing more of my cavalry than my opponent. Yeah. Well, this will be a long game, just because of these 2 mistakes. And you see, actually this isn't that bad. he has this triangle of Marines, and these Marines, they have very nice melee stats, and they can help each other at any time. This isn't stupid, actually, if you can use it right. And here, you see, he is losing all of his cavalry, but at the same time, I lost all of mine. Almost all of mine. This unit mostly intact, only 3 men lost. And this Yarikachi, I should have used them here from the beginning. Like I did. Here he got into melee, he sends his Royal Marines into melee against my Black Tortoise force because of this reach. Very cool, I believe. Here I will get this Imperial Infantry. Here I got some flanking shots at these United States Marines with my Royal Marines, but now he will get rear shots into my Royal Marines. This Yarikachi is done for. So I managed this part of the map very bad. But that let me get rid of some of these forces. Well, I will speed this up because game is long. And what happens here is very interesting. You see, here his general in stand and fight. His stats are not that good. But for some reason, maybe because all of my units are tired, he will live very long. You will see that. And I didn't move this Imperial Guard cavalry, which I should have, and it doesn't shoot. These Royal Marines are done for. Naval bombardment missed.
A unit is running from the battlefield,
okay,
sir.
I get. You see, he's still alive. He doesn't kill that much, but he just doesn't die. His Imperial infantry come from routing. This, you see, I placed it wrong. I didn't issue attack order. So while so you see how many mistakes I did. And my last mistake. Look at this. Good thing that my Imperial Guard cavalry in a loose formation, because look at this. This is very important unit, and I already lost 50 men. This unit is my last chance in this game. It's good thing I actually microing it out of the line of sight of this Imperial infantry, and finally I get it shattered. But look at the disposition. I have 2 Black Tortoise forces, one of them in third of its strength, and it's dead. So I have this Yarikachi, which will rout soon, my shooting gen, and Imperial Guard cavalry. And my gen isn't, this time, it isn't gun Bushido, it's gun command gen mix. Well, and my opponent have full unit of infantry de marine, and half unit of Royal Marines. Good thing that he doesn't have his general. But still, with 2 moral aura, he is strongest. So, you guess what I do now. I have only 1 chance in this game because of this awful cavalry engagement, because of taking too much time with his general, because of not controlling middle very well. It's not that I didn't control it well, I didn't read what's happening here. And now he makes a mistake. Well, he sees a chance to get my general. And he goes for it. Luckily, I put my general in loose formation and ran not from this unit, but in perpendicular direction, which saves me general and let me kill this Royal Marines. This is a nice present from my opponent. And here I engage this and disengage. I can't fight here. So from this point I start doing more or less good plays. This was a very well, it was my opponent's mistake, but this is, I think, kind of good decision on my part. Well, we will see it a bit later. Now, this is actually my thing. When there is not much units left on the map, I usually play much better, obviously. Because controlling movement of 2 units is easy. It is easy. And now this is a simple geometry wars. I want to shoot it from the side. So I need both of these units. And let's speed it up. I get shrine, I try to get workshop, while my opponent have farmhouse. And now he have to come up with a plan to catch my cavalry without getting shot from the back with this black tortoise force. So his plan is, he's planning to move slowly here and attack my black tortoise force. Well, control it if I try to move it in the middle. And now he thinks, well, I have full unit of infantry de marine. I will get rid of depleted black tortoise force, general, and imperial guard infantry. He thinks he can do that. And that is true because my imperial guard infantry, they were dismounted. But here I turned off fire on my black tortoise force. So now, when they started shooting, I got first volley while his infantry de marine was still in the move. This is a small thing. It's very small. But this is an edge you want to get. This 60-man black tortoise force costed him. Let's see. Let's see how this shooting goes. He lost 50 men for this one unit. 60 men of black tortoise force against 50 men in infantry de marine. And now I didn't control which side. Oh no, I did. So he got 7 more men in my imperial guard infantry. And now let's take a look. Will he? Yeah, he gets a volley on my general. And now my gen will rout just because this enemy is near. And now this is a kind of rush situation. I need this morale aura to be near this black tortoise force, otherwise they will rout. Yeah. So I try to stop this infantry de marine. I want to slow them down as much as I can. Now he tries to turn this way, and while he wastes his time, my black tortoise actually winning this fight because they started on more men. And now look at this. I'm not proud of my micro usually, but this time I didn't forget to go from loose formation to... You see there now, I disabled loose formation and now I melee charge this black tortoise force from the back. And now, yes, this is so close. This is almost last man standing battle. And this ridge saves me. If he chose to go this way, he could have gotten volley a bit earlier, I believe. Well, I can't tell for sure. But now he still, this is a very strong unit. So, well, what can I do? I melee charge it. I want my black tortoise force to shoot as long as possible. And finally. And I don't want to say that my opponent is bad or anything. No, he's obviously almost on a level I am. Well, maybe I have more experience than him because his build and the way he makes a decision in this Endspiel situation, he didn't make the best decisions here. And well, I just played Endspiel beta and my build had better tools for this endgame situation, close endgame situation. But I would say in this game we both showed nearly equal level. And what was I trying to tell actually? Oh, and that is because I made two, well, as I was talking before, I made two terrible mistakes. And the main mistake I did was with my cavalry. Very, very expensive cavalry, and I just trashed it. Yeah. Cavalry engagement still a tricky thing to me. Yeah. Well, you can feel probably how I'm excited, because this isn't. Well, this is a pragmatic play. As I was talking about, bringing guns from time to time, which I don't do, but I think on some maps, bringing Armstrong gun is a good decision because it's pragmatic. And here, well, nearly the same. You see, I killed 40 men of my own, and because of expensiveness of his marines, he brought 200 less men. Well, look at this. 184 men kill count for this Imperial Guard cavalry. This isn't pretty. I mean, I guess some of you will not consider this a honorable win, but this was beautiful in a sense. I actually like games like this because, you know, when you go face-to-face fight, it's not interesting. It's like you deliberately getting rid of tools game gave to you. Game developers gave you tool to fight to the last man standing. They gave you tools to shed the blood. They gave you tools to show you guts until the end. And this is one of those tools. This is a late game unit. And nice skirmisher. And as you can see, it won me a game. And it wasn't easy because single mistake near these marines and I'm dead. It's 125 range unit. I don't know, I'm resistant to say because I know people have split opinions on this side. I love games like this, even if it's done against me, just because this makes you think about your builds more. You have to consider things like that. You have to account for them, and this is important. This makes game more. This brings more variety in game. Okay, now Black Tortoise Force did better than Royal Marines. Well, this is the usual stuff. I used my Royal Marines very bad in the middle. And my cavalry actually did better than his. Well, because they're stronger. But they did not as well as I would want them. Yeah. I believe they didn't even pay for themselves. Maybe only the death of a general made it worth bringing this Yarikachi. Surprisingly, they killed 40 men somehow. This is a Yarikachi from my left flank, which were trashed. General killed nothing, but it played an important role. It was my second shooting cavalry unit, and with only one Imperial Guard cavalry, I cannot force my opponent's unit to turn other way and shoot it from the flank. You actually need two shooting units for that. And what else? Nothing interesting here. Well, and my opponent used his Royal Marines very well. Very strong units, but mainly because I played cavalry fight super bad. If I had any cavalry remaining, if I get rid of his general faster, well, dealing with these units could have been much easier. Well, I hope, what do I hope? I hope this was interesting as usual, because I don't have losses to show you. Still, I showed you the game with a couple of terrible mistakes on my part, and I hope to see you again, man, on my channel. Have a good day.